How a high-value feminine woman maintains intimacy outside the bedroom. Hello Swans, I'm Yvonne, your marriage and divorce coach here at Black Swan Relationship Academy. And today we're going to look at how a high-value feminine woman maintains intimacy outside the bedroom. When we talk of intimacy, we speak of most of our minds go towards sex, and that's not where I'm going with today. What I'm looking at is the difference between romance and intimacy, because they're two very different things. Romance is a gesture. It's the compliments that we pay to one another. It's the gifts that we give to make sure that our significant other is taken care of. Intimacy is about that deep connection that you have with your significant other, and it's that deep connection that we're going to look at today. It's the connection that you have with your spouse, your significant other, your boo. And one of the ways in which that intimacy can be in our marriage and we can maintain that is that we spend quality time together. We know all of us are busy with our day-to-day and what is going on in it. But one of the things that we're going to need to do is to set time aside in our in the week, or if it cannot do it in the week, then do it at the weekend. But set some time aside for you and your significant other, for you and your spouse to spend some quality time together. The time that I'm talking about is one of, where you're out of the house. The children are not around, the television is not there to distract you, whatever happened at work is not going on in your head. This time is for the both of you to come together, to sit, either it be over a meal or to just, you can just go for a walk and find, if it's like on a Saturday and the weather is gorgeous and both of you are taking a walk in the park, let's say, and a lot of parks, you have some beautiful waterfalls, you have got, a great river, or there are places that you can go that you can eat there, then pull a chair up, sit by the river and sit next to one another and just talk. Not about work, not what the children are doing or how they're getting on with whatever it is the children are doing, but just talk to each other. Talk about you, talk about him, ask him questions, what is it that you don't know about him? And I'm not talking about anything sinister. There are some times when we get together and, my spouse is telling me about his childhood, and he will say something about his childhood, and I'll look at him because I so didn't expect to hear that it was something that I didn't know. And that's something that I didn't know keeps me curious about, okay, so what else don't I know? Because, okay, he would do this when he was younger. This particular thing that he did when he was younger intrigued me. And so, of course, as we spend more time together and I want to get to know him more, then I will ask more questions about his life, his life growing up and the things he did, the little skirmishes that he would have got into, his friends at the time, and how he transcends when he came into this country. These are things that when I'm asking these questions of him, he's wanting to talk to me. He wants me to know. He wants me to gain a greater understanding of who he is and the man that he has become. And from the little boy to the man that he is today, there's a whole, rivers that has gone through, and many a waters that has gone under that bridge. And when you are first knowing someone and you talk, You may not necessarily be talking about their young life and how they are the people that they are now. The things that you were probably talking about is where, you guys are going towards, the things that you're doing. But in this time when you're talking, it is about the two of you. It is about you wanting to know him deeper and him wanting to get to know you deeper. So, the next time you are out on a date night, ask him something that you don't know about him. Ask him, tell me something that I don't know about you. What were you like at 10? Whatever it was that he was doing, who was his friends? Is he still in contact with any of them? Ask him, because what's going to happen when you do this? He's going to love the attention that you're paying towards him. Not only is he going to love the attention that you're paying towards him, when he asks you a question about yourself, give him your response. The two of you are coming together and you're creating that deep and meaningful bond. It is that intimacy of conversation. It is that intimacy of getting to know your significant other. You're not sitting there wanting to cast judgment, but what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to know who this person is, and you're getting to know the man who you married, and he's got a lot of depth in him. And the only way we're going to know this is by asking questions and finding out who he is. And and the two of you, as you're knowing these things, and he's telling you about the things he did when he was a child and the skirmishes he's got in, and you're both laughing, your cares and what is happening at home, that's not the important thing. The important thing that is going on right now is you and him.
The guys you want don't want you, and the ones you don't want simply won't leave you alone. They say you are picky and have impossible standards. Your partner has lost attraction for you and you have no idea if he will stay or progress the relationship. The harder you try, the further he pulls away. You are starting to think you are cursed, that there's something fundamentally wrong with you. The truth is, you are not uniquely broken. You are simply ill-informed, uneducated, and ill-equipped. All the things that can be fixed. I am offering you an all-access pass into the Black Swan Nation, where you will receive access to all of the courses, mentoring and coaching calls. We are also offering a 100% no quibble money back guarantee if the academy isn't a fit for you. What are you waiting for? Get smart, be educated, and level up. Do it absolutely right now by clicking the link below.
Everything that is happening around you doesn't matter. It's that, when he looks at you deep in the eye, it's like everything stops and it's just the two of you in the world, albeit there are other people around. This is the kind of deep intimacy that I'm talking about, that is keeping your marriage secure and strong. The other thing that you need to do is to build that emotional connection. Having that emotional connection with your spouse is so significant, because it keeps the two of you connected to each other. That connection is so strong, it is beyond the physical intimacy that you have. This emotional intimacy, you can't force it. You can't force emotional intimacy on someone. It's something that the two of you develop over a period of time. It's not something that is here today and gone tomorrow. It takes a long time for it to come together. And both of you have to choose to do this. It's in, when you're having those intimate conversations, this is where that emotional connection is developed, and that emotional intimacy that the two of you are having. This is nothing to do with right now we're still not talking about sex. Sex is important. It is an important part of intimacy, but right now we're talking about a connection outside of the bedroom, because in order for sex to take place with a lot of women, it's intimacy that gets us you know, in that right frame of mind. It's what he does in the morning when he's leaving home, the note that he may leave you during the course of the day. It is the call that he makes during the course of the day to say, hi, how are you doing? You looked gorgeous when you were leaving home this morning. I can't wait to see you this evening. All of this is that intimacy that is preparing you so that when he comes home, you know exactly what is going to take place. And it's that outside the bedroom intimacy that I'm talking about. That is strong. That cannot easily be broken. There are times in our busy lives when the two of us don't come together as often as we should, and because we don't, it's not because there is anything wrong, it's not because anyone's straying or doing anything at all like that, but life does get in our way and we are all busy people. And it could be a case of where it's a few days or maybe even a week or more, but because you have got that emotional intimacy, you've got the time that you spend together where you've talked and you've bonded and you've developed that deep feeling towards each other where it is strong, it is not fluffy, it is not Disney telling you, you know, and they lived happily ever after. This is something that both of you are working at because you know that you want to go the distance in your marriage. And then when you come together and the sex takes place, it is off the chart because it was something that had been building up during the day. It is something that had been going on in your mind for, you know, it first happens in the mind and then your body gets in gear and then you're ready for the actual act of it. And it is a joy when two people come together and they are intimate, not just having the act, but they have got the connection of mind and they have got the connection of body, and that comes together and it makes for such a joy between the two of them. The difference between romance and intimacy, it's a simple one. One is something that you do, the other is something that you feel. True intimacy will leave you feeling safe and loved in order for you to build a healthy and long-lasting relationship. If I've said anything that resonates with you, if you would like to take this, if I've said anything that resonates with you and you'd like to take this further, do check out the link below in the description box. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, share. Until we meet again, have a fabulous week, enjoy, and see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.